Hey everyone. I do not know what's going on. I think our tech savvy monitors don't like it sometimes when I tell a particular story because my computer locks up. And I'm like, oh, holy moly. And then I have to shut it all off and start it all up and get all going again. And I was almost complete. Actually, we've got couple more passes. We got to finish this pass up and then do a couple more passes, but we may do a little more than that since we got kind of cut off and we're going to have extra time. Oh, here, let me just put those there. So we're going to start over and we're going to tell you what's going on. Alrighty then. We have somebody here who's in stagnation. They're in a stalemate. They have to make difficult decisions with this Two of Swords here. They miss their opportunity. This person who's not the main female missed their opportunity. You're sitting here knowing that you're patiently just being patient, living your life, doing your thing, and knowing that everything happens in divine order. You're not carrying any grudges. You're not secretly intending, sending out negative thought forms or anything toward anybody or energies. You're challenged because this person who's not the main female has been working with somebody who's not the main male. Perhaps somebody who had a contract with you in the past. And he neglected, and I say that because we have neglect here. There's neglected, so he neglected to give you what you needed. You were able to escape that, so you're sitting here like everything happens in divine order, being all patient, doing your thing. This person neglected you, them and their girlfriend, and they are really feeling your absence right now because they're stuck in the past. They lacked planning. They thought for sure that this twosome was going to be able to replace you somehow and then come into your inheritance, but they didn't. It didn't work out. So they didn't plan well, and they're stuck in the past. They have to go back and do the cycle over again. This person is not the main male. He's just somebody who plays games, right? They were unsatisfied with a frugal life. They didn't want a solid foundation or wealth security. They wanted extravagance. You're not worried. You're not worried at all. They couldn't cause you to become worried. They were after your sudden wealth. They were after your inheritance, your rewards. They are being denied a contract with you or a contract period. I don't know. They made a lot of mistakes. They wish they could right their wrongs, and they made a lot of mistakes regarding equal give and take with you. They neglected you while they were out gallivanting around with this other person trying to hurt you and stuff. So now you're coming into an unexpected income, or maybe you recently have. Maybe something recently has happened for you where you were like, wow, whoa, like maybe you inherited something. So this one was they were having a disregard for consequences. They're feeling burnt out and a little cloudy in the head. They don't know what to do. They're in regret. Their values were all about money. They were coming after you. They figured you were their meal ticket, but now it looks like they're going on a journey, or maybe you're going on a journey. Separating ways. You're entering into a new soul tie. You're leaving behind these karmics, if that's what you want to call them, and they are overwhelmed. The stress from this is draining them because they are now in a Ten of Wands burden. Your burden is over. It's like it's now on them. This is them. They don't know what to do about it. They don't know what to think about it because they're in bad health. There could be something going on with their mind. They're not able to think. They're in a Ten of Wands burden. You're coming into a new soul tie, an honest commitment. And this false person or false people, they are out of control. They're in a Chariot reversed energy, and they're behaving aggressively. They're very arrogant. So just watch that. In the central energy, I'm sorry, in the environment here, we've got this person who's not the main female. She's, I let my pride get in the way of our connection. Okay, so she's not the privileged lady either. She's a prideful, egotistical person who wanted to be you and was not able to get on your pathway. They wanted the destiny swap. They're brilliant and clever. Also here in the environment, you've got the Hierophant. I take this to mean the Most High God. All hearts and minds and history has been examined, and determinations have been made, and everybody is going to come into their reward, equal give and take. Whatever they put out, they're getting back. Maybe plus interest, I don't know. But we've got a Ten of Pentacles here. So you've got this beautiful domestic love, with this commitment, this honest commitment here, this new soul tie. You've got domestic love coming in, and it's a reunion. So this to me tells me that before you came here and birthed into this realm, into this experience, before you came here to walk through the valley of the shadow of death and bring your shadow into balance and harmony with all of that light that you carry, so that you could become whole and be able to be reunited with your divine family, whatever star system you come from, right? You had to come here to integrate, and in the past, some months ago, Spirit told me that this mission was a reconnaissance mission of sorts too. So many of you came here to dive deep into the shadows, and you may not, that it may have looked like addiction to you, or some really atrocious, horrible nightmare. You had to get your butt in there in the shadow because you were looking for, right, the light. Those who had life in them as a reconnaissance mission. You dove in on purpose into these really negative, nasty places. You experienced some really horrendous things. People called you an addict. People called you worthless. People called you whatever they wanted to call you. But you were there on a mission. You were there in your dream space, most likely going into these really dark, nasty places, looking for family who had light and life in them, who maybe were trapped in these spaces and places. A reconnaissance mission. So you're coming into your reward, right? You're coming into your inheritance, regardless of the amount of neglect, regardless of the amount of abuse, regardless of the sickness that you, and the weakness and the challenges that you had to walk with. Your spirit was strong, and you were of service to the divine and its family, even while you looked like the biggest loser. And I'm not saying you did. I did it at times. I'm old, so I've had lots of experiences, and I'm not perfect. So I have had opportunity to grow and cultivate a lot of passion for those who are in unsavory spaces and places. These karmics who like to destiny swap, they like to put us in these places and spaces. And that was our benefit, because that was our shadow. That was our gift that we then took in and incorporated in our light and brought it into balance and harmony within self. It was our gift. They thought that they were going to trap us in the shadows, but you knew that you were here to incorporate those shadows into your light vessel so that you could then you expanded out. So you had already expanded out into the light. You have to walk through the valley of the shadow of death so that you can expand into the shadow, right? And the more you expand, the more light you can extract, if it's trapped there, if it's lost there, or whatever. It's a wild thing, man. Wild thing, you make my heart sing. So anyway, this reunion is not a reunion of pride. It's not materialistic. It's about love. We will always come back to each other. So as you expand in light, you also have to expand in shadow, and you always come back to each other. Divine reunions, kingdom spouses. Coming into their rewards. It's not about pride. So you are entering maybe into what could be a courtship, or what seems like a courtship for the first time in the house. So maybe you've got a house, maybe you're coming into a house. You might be meeting somebody and dating somebody soon, and it winds up in a marriage. So the Most High is lining you up with your divine reunion. And since everything has been weighed and calculated and determined, of course caution needs to be utilized. And of course you just don't go hopping, into anything new without, information gathering by your own observations and determinations. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. So this ego non-privileged lady who didn't get on your pathway, they lost their way. They lost their way in the shadows. They were playing in the shadows and they got lost there. Trying to be you. This non-main male, this immature male didn't get what they were expecting. They did not become a wealthy man. So they did all this for nothing, and they have to do the cycle over again so that they can learn about reciprocity. And that didn't go well for them in the courthouse. You have escaped this cycle. You're coming into your reunion. You're excited. Maybe you don't know it yet, but you're coming into limitless potential. You've got your freedom. You're not worried. You're very patient. And because that's happening, this is so those who did this, who were trying to destiny swap with you and who really neglected you and made a circumstance that you had to actually escape from, they're in a Ten of Swords. They're having a painful ending. And we've got death here. Another ending. Like a serious ending. I'd say that's a serious ending. And there's an understanding about it. I see your side of the story. So there's an understanding about reciprocity, about the need to, like, no matter how bad these ones were bullying you, you were still doing good. Like, you were still working on yourself, adding value to yourself. You were incorporating the shadow. You were building and acquiring this amazing compassion for those who are perhaps in unsavory conditions, because you spent time there. You made friends, right? And all that while, while those who were up there in the light looking at you like you were just some loser or whatever. You were in the dream space, really going into those dark and dense spaces that you would not have been able to get into otherwise had you not been in these unsavory conditions. So please stop kicking yourself in the butt. You don't have to stay there. You were there for a reason, and now it's time to rise into your reunion. There is a change here. So they have an understanding of what they did. They see your side of the story. There's a change here. There is a painful ending with that Ten of Swords and the Death card. And with this, we got just one more draw on this deck here. We got the Lovers. So you've gained your, okay, you've got the soul tie, a commitment, courtship, marriage, lovers, free spirit, limitless potential, freedom, marriage. You're coming into, gosh, I hope it's at least 1,000 years of peace and love and harmony, discovery, doing cool stuff that's a benefit to the planet and life. We got official person here, so there may be an official person. Oh, there's an official person who is in despair over the toil and labor they did trying to get this gift. So there's more. Either this non-main male is an immature male who is an official person. It could be. Or there was somebody that they were affiliated with who was. They were trying to get the gift of a high honor person. And they're facing imprisonment. There's a change. Painful endings, Ten of Swords, the Death card, imprisonment, change twice. So, this could have been a friend. And they're under judgment. You're an abundant, limitless being who loves, and they need to surrender their need to control. They were unworthy. They sabotaged their own responsibilities and have been found unworthy. They weren't about equal give and take. They were about money. They were about take, and hurting you. They kept secrets. They didn't tell you everything. You had to love yourself and heal from all the damage that he and his girlfriend were causing you. And now they're in regret, wanting to run away. They don't know what to do. They're feeling broken and shattered over your new chapter. Over their new chapter. Look, we got chaser. They're wanting to chase after you. It's like, wait, you're entering your new chapter and you got this energy chasing you still. Energetically pawing after you. But you're entering your Two of Cups, and this is so cool. I mean, after all this conflict, after all this petty conflict, you're entering into your Two of Cups. Two of Cups, soul tie, commitment, reunion, courtship, marriage, lovers, Two of Cups. There's a whole lot of love coming up for you. A whole lot of love. You have been through the ringer. Man, they didn't. They wanted your inheritance that the Most High is here divvying out right now to those graduates of the Earth School. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. So everything happens in divine order. Sometimes it takes a long time, and that's when patience comes in. That's why Patience is so important because nobody knows what divine order it is. Only the Most High knows what divine order is. And you can't demand the Most High to do it any other way than the master strategist would do it. So we work on developing patience, mastering self, at least in that regard. I mean, we can do at least that much. Have a little patience, yeah. Pride in the reverse. So this person who's not the main female, they're not you. They wanted to be you. They missed their opportunity. Their pride is damaged. They're in a Two of Swords. They could be at a crossroads. You were challenged by this non-main male who somehow got connected to you, and they neglected you, gave you a situation where you escaped, and they're really feeling the absence of you. You were able to get out of there. You were able to get out of Dodge, and they can't follow you. They're stuck in the past. They have to go back. They have to do it again. They have to receive what they gave you. They have to live a life that they gave you. Karma. And you're here loving on yourself, loving on your kids. Maybe you're a teacher, loving on those kids. You know, maybe you do Meals on Wheels and you love the elderly. Whatever you do, you're doing good and you're putting out love, and that's why you're coming into your reunion. It's like it didn't matter how many people wanted to crap on your head. You're like, man, inherently you knew that a frugal foundation was enough. But these ones didn't think that that was it. They were unsatisfied with that. They wanted your sudden wealth. They wanted the inheritance that you were going to get by being driven so hard through these challenging circumstances. It only guaranteed pretty much that you were going to come into a really great inheritance by being driven so hard through such extreme challenge. They knew you were going to be wealthy, and they worked it. They wanted to wear masks and be you, but they couldn't pull it off. They couldn't pull it off. This team coming against a spiritual being here collecting shadow. They didn't even know that by delivering all these dark, atrocious experiences to you, that they were helping you incorporate all the shadow that you needed to in order to harmonize and bring balance to your great abundant light. They were helping you. So so let's see here. This is a third wheel enemy situation. You were their target. And they're challenged by your vow with spirit. They're challenged by your vow with your divine it's like kingdom spouse or kingdom, but what it is it's your family, whatever star system you're from. It's like you came here, this is the earth school. There's a vow here. And you're always connected. We will always come back to each other. You have a vow. And these ones are challenged by that because this one, as your guardian angel or whatever you want to call it, kept you alive. Always showing up right at the moment that you needed it. Not a moment too soon, and you were able to experience the pain and the suffering that was bringing you into harmony and balance with your light. And you were incredible. You didn't get lost there. These ones wanted to stick you there. They wanted to stick you there so hard. But you're an abundant light being. It was a little more challenging than they had anticipated. Now they want to compromise. So funny. They're being denied. They want to negotiate some kind of contract, but they're being denied. They made a lot of mistakes. They wish they could right their wrongs, but they have to receive what they gave. They have to experience what they forced another to experience, what they put another through. And they probably had a lot of fun doing it. Because I remember they were laughing. They were having so much fun. Robbery, trying to rob you. Trying to rob your unexpected income. Their values were all about money. They're in regret. They had a disregard for consequences. And they're going on a journey. Making a journey. They're in bad health. They're being stopped. They've been stopped. They don't know what to do. They're overwhelmed and stressed out. They're in bad health. They're in a Ten of Wands energy. They're carrying too much stress, but you're very familiar with that. And you know, your this is the completion of your burden. You're entering a new soul tie, or an old soul tie, a reunion. Going on an adventure. You've reached the top of your mountain, the top of your hill. King, Queen of the Hill. There you are. You're entering into your adventure. A commitment that is honest, full of integrity. This false person who is arrogant and careless couldn't stop you from coming together and having a family. They couldn't interfere with your family. They couldn't take it over. Heavenly Father, Most High God is here, delivering inheritance and reward. Reunions, not all about pride, it's about love, honey. Courtships, marriages, house. The egomaniac, privileged lady in the reverse, wasn't able to steal your pathway or your life, They weren't able to separate you from your kingdom spouse. They couldn't separate you. They lost their way in the shadows. They didn't get what they were expecting. This immature man did not become wealthy. It didn't go well in the courthouse. They need to go find balance. They need to bring their shadow into balance. You're having sweet dreams. You're balanced, harmonized, having sweet dreams. The lovers are here. Excitement, freedom, limitless potential. And it's over. Painful endings, death. There's a complete understanding of everything, and there's a change. Everybody understands what's happening and why. Yeah, and you're okay. You're okay. Stable. Harmony. And there's a promise. You've earned merit. You got a 10 of Pentacles here. You lived and you learned and you gained a lot of skill endurance, resilience. You managed yourself through extreme challenge without going postal on the world. Congratulate yourself. You're coming into a connection with some friends, true friends. True friends, after a period of being lonely and disappointed, you're going to be experiencing eternal love. Eternal love. Gosh, is it really eternal love? Or is it really only 1,000 years? I don't know. I'm hoping it's eternal love. That would be so wonderful. Eternal love. Ooh, sparking. Look at my mind go. I'm having all these thoughts. Eternal love, self love. These ones fell into a trap coming for your marriage. And they're facing confinement. Earth school. Gosh, this could be really horrible for. I mean, if it's. I don't want to think too deeply into what it's going to be for those who have to repeat the cycle. I would much rather think about what it would be like to move forward into this beautiful reunion with the Ten of Pentacles and have love. Whole bunches of love. An actual honest commitment. I mean, that's just exciting to me. I'm happy for the collective. It's your turn. It's that polar shift. They made a choice. They've received a letter. They missed their opportunity. This one's not the main female. Her pride is damaged. There's difficult decisions. They're challenged by your vow. Your vow with your native relatives. Meaning whatever that means to you. Your home, your home base, your spiritual family, Star Nation family, whatever your stars come from. You're all linked together. Everybody's an alien. There's an old woman going on a journey or making a journey. This main female reverse could be a shapeshifter. Not a privileged lady. Could be this old woman making a journey. They weren't satisfied with a frugal foundation. They wanted more. They wanted more and more and more. They wanted your sudden wealth, and they thought that this person was going to get it from you. You're coming into sudden wealth, and you are actually coming into your wedding. They could not steal it from you, and you have nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Sure, they're not satisfied. They want to compromise. They're just still coming around, but they're being denied. They have to receive their reward. For trying to rob you of your unexpected income. Scholar, using scholarly knowledge. They're in regret. They had a disregard for consequences. They were thinking about the money. They were tempted. They're going on a journey. They're being stopped. They need to be, they're in need of consolation. Like they're really upset. They didn't get the fortune. We got soldier in the reverse. He doesn't want to fight anymore. He doesn't want to fight anymore. The pride has been damaged. There could be something going on with the imagination. There's the bad health card here. There's overwhelmed with the stress from this is draining me. So they're overwhelmed. They're stressed. In a 10 of Wands, burden. They're a false person. You made it to the top of the hill and you've got your soul tie. Always feeling connected. That's the essence of my essence, flesh of my flesh stuff, if you believe in that. This false person could not interfere with your family. They were not able to replace you or stop it from coming together. They're very aggressive right now and arrogant. They're out of control. They could be very careless. You know, with this imagination and bad health, and with the overwhelmed and stress, they could be mentally having some serious issues going on. And with this lack of control and aggression, that kind of verifies that. Their pride is hurt. They're very arrogant. They weren't able to stop you from coming together. I mean, they couldn't. So this is you coming together, but this is for them upside down. They couldn't stop your family. They couldn't interfere with it. They couldn't flip it. They couldn't undo it. Because your commitment is here. They're mad. Your enemy's mad. This soldier didn't... Oh, enemy. Owes a merchant something? There's a merchant here stalking this false person. Sweetheart, reunited with love. Sweethearts reunited with and in love. Isn't that lovely? In an honest commitment. Yes, that's perfect. Reunion. Heavenly Father, the Most High God, out here delivering rewards and inheritance. Reunion, not built on pride, but built on love, mutual respect, compassion. We've got courtship, marriage, house. The privileged lady in the reverse was not able to steal your pathway. They're all up in their ego, and they could not separate you from your kingdom spouse. Their pride is hurt. Pride in the reverse here. Yeah, their pride is hurt. Big time. Big time, their pride is hurt. Pride is in the reverse twice. in the central energy and in the environment. Everybody can see it. They're like they're having issues. Messenger in the reverse. They didn't get an invitation. They didn't get an invitation. You're having sweet dreams. You're in balance. It didn't go well for them in the court. They need to integrate their shadow. This immature man did not become a wealthy man. They didn't get what they were expecting. They lost their way in the shadow while playing in the shadow. Surprised. They're surprised. They could be surprised at how heavy this burden is. This 6,000 pound thing that was in the water. It seemed like it was nothing when it was in the water. But now that it's out in the open and everybody can see what this burden is and what it has been, what they manufactured for you to carry, and for you to actually, the shadow, the heavy burden that you had to manage. And now that it's out in the open and everybody can see this 6,000 pound burden that you've been carrying around, lugging around, it's like, oh my gosh, surprise. Yeah, so now they're having to get some of that. It's uncovered. They didn't get what they were expecting. They're going to have to carry this burden. They're in a 10 of wands. I mean, a 10 of swords energy, a painful ending. Defeat, collapse, death. There's an understanding of everything. There's regarding this change. You are okay. You are stable. You're excited. You're free. You're coming into limitless potential and love union. So as much as I know that there are those out there who would love to hex and curse and throw things off, I also know that the Most High God is here and He's already weighed everybody's hearts. He's already very aware of what everybody is doing. And man, it's weird. It's like folks didn't believe in it. I mean, I was kept far, far away from everybody. I was way out in the woods, and then I went 12 miles further into the woods from the nearest small town. Man, there was nobody out there. I was really far, far away from everybody, and I had my connection to the Most High God, to God. I always had it. And it's wild to me how some people just never really considered it. I mean, I never went to church or anything. Nobody ever talked to me about it. We didn't talk about it in the house. Nobody ever. I mean, the most we ever talked about it once was when Grandma died and Mom was fighting with their family over the family Bible, and it disappeared. And there was some whoop-de-doo about that. But yeah, but I prayed out there in the woods. I'd go walking the long and lonely road, talking to God. A girl's got her friend, right? You betcha. I got my dog and I got God. That's what I had, and it was great. It's all I needed. Yeah, the upper and the lower. I've got my dog and I've got God. That's all I need. You're okay. And they're sad. They're in melancholy. There's something going on in the mind. They need to see a doctor. They're sick with their thoughts. Something's going on in the mind with their thoughts. And there's a wife, a young woman in the house. And this faux servant is sighing because there's death. And everybody's talking about it. Wow, even though I had to start over, we still wound up over 45 minutes. So, anyway, I hope this clarifies something that you already instinctively knew. And I will see you on the next one, everybody.